Last Monday, Audi finally unveiled its first long-range electric car in the form of the E-Tron SUV, offering decent performance and range per charge, as well as plenty of onboard tech to keep premium SUV buyers happy, not to mention optional side-view cameras and 150 kilowatt DC quick charging as standard. The E-Tron seems to be destined to be a car that sells well around the world. And as I noted in a video last week, it will also cross-shop against other plug-in SUVs like the Tesla Model X, Jaguar I-Pace, and eventually Mercedes-Benz EQC in the expanding luxury plug-in SUV market. Even rollout plans seemed sensible when Audi discussed them last week, with Europe due to get the E-Tron later this year and other markets coming online through 2019. It's all set up, you'd think, in a way that would let the E-Tron fly off dealer lots, right? Wrong, because Audi of America, and I presume other Audi regions around the world, has just confirmed that it won't be selling the car like it does every other Audi model, with inventory sitting at dealerships waiting for customers. Nope. Instead, Audi of America says customers will, at least initially, have to order their car with a refundable $1,000 deposit online. Then their car will be built and shipped to the dealership. It's all part of a new sales model that Audi said will help dealerships forget about things like dealership allocation or sales projections, and instead it says every Audi dealership will be able to sell the e-tron without the usual worries and costs associated with bringing a new model to market. The reason, I presume, is partly down to cost. Audi says it doesn't want to give dealerships massive overheads that will eat into their margins and presumably rise the price for consumers. But I think the reason is also to do with the messaging and the success that Tesla has had selling its cars and the reputation dealerships have had in the past when it comes to EVs. While Tesla does have its own stores, it does let people order their cars online as well. It lowers overheads and allows Tesla customers to make purchase decisions without feeling pressurized to do so. It also makes sense that Audi would follow this model, at least in part. Dealerships, meanwhile, often don't understand or want to understand electric car terminology and usually steer customers towards vehicles that can make better markups. If Audi is serious about selling the e-tron, it could be argued that it's saving a whole lot of hassle by having customers order online rather than through the dealership. At the same time, however, it could be argued that Audi's approach to the e-tron shows a faltering in its approach to electric cars. If it can't trust its dealerships to sell the car, then it needs to change that. Working with dealerships rather than isolating them is the way forwards here, because if electric cars truly are the future for many brands, dealerships need to learn sooner rather than later about how electric cars work and how they need to be sold. Taking that responsibility away from dealerships could hurt them in the long run, increasing resentment. Moreover, a dealership without an e-tron to let customers try out and buy if they like could actually increase the number of people who get dissuaded from buying an electric car by the dealership. If we add this to the admittance by Audi that some customers may end up waiting a long time to get their car after a deposit has been made, because some markets won't get the e-tron until late next year, and it seems to compound the issue and the feeling that some electric cars have that Audi isn't interested in giving its electric car a fair placement in its lineup. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and if Audi really wanted to mimic Tesla's sales model, then it would offer customers both in-store and online reservation, as well as the ability to drive and try cars out. In some markets, the fact that customers will have to order their car and then wait for it won't be such a big issue. It's more common in Europe, for example, than it is in the US. But in other markets, customers expect to be able to turn up at the dealership and walk out with a new car, or rather, drive out. Audi is essentially hedging its bets and taking the easy way out by focusing on custom orders, and many luxury plug-in car customers and electric car fans won't mind that all that much. But in order for its electric e-tron to gain the same kind of market popularity as its other vehicles, Audi needs to make the e-tron as easy to buy as its other vehicles. For some customers, the ease of buying online and then confirming they like the car when it arrives before paying for it is a major plus. But for many others, asking them to follow this route is just another reason that they will give for sticking with a gasoline car. And that's bad news. And that's it. As always, hit the notification bell to hear the moment a new show is uploaded. Subscribe to both of our channels, and if you'd like to, support us by using one of the 2 links below or by buying some swag from our swag shop. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep evolving.